Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast. It is a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. On this episode, we are joined by Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. Welcome, I'm Jen, and we have Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast, the host of the acclaimed Sambaza podcast, originating from the Republic of Kenya. He has established himself as a distinguished figure in the podcasting community, and his work has been recognized with nominations for Best African Diasporan Podcast by the APBA, Texas Creator Awards, and Afro's Audio Podcast Festival. Welcome, Sambaza.
Hey, Jen, how you doing today?
Hey, welcome.
Hey, how's everything today?
Pretty good. You guys had some elections in your neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, we had some elections, and the person who won, I guess not everybody wanted them to win, but
yeah, it's too bad about our girl Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, we have to take what the people chose.
Right.
People have spoken, as they say.
So but you guys, you said you did early, right? Early voting.
Yeah, I voted early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To get absentee in for the hubby, but I probably will vote in real time because I'll be working. I'm as an election judge when it comes around in April for us. Yeah, I had my trainings. I've done it a couple times, so I'm looking forward to it. Be fun.
Okay. That's what's up. I'm trying to set up this camera. Usually we're running. We're running off of YouTube, Substack, Facebook, Clubhouse, all these places where you can be able to reach us. So. With that, I just have to make sure I am well positioned in getting the content out there. Yeah, but back to what we're talking about. Yes, there was the election. It was great. I mean, it was a tight race. The best person won at this time, and we just wish them well. We hope that we shall win. We shall win, or whoever wins. It's politics.
It is.
I want to make sure that I'm well fed. To me, my politics starts from back at home, where I'm at right now, not up there. Well, it matters, but whatever you do down here is what gets along well. Also, I wanted to highlight something that happened over this weekend. We did. We had some the Africa think tank. We had a talk this past weekend, and it was how to collaborate with Africans, African Americans, and Afro-Caribbeans. And I moderated that particular talk.
Nice.
The stuff will come out soon, but it was great. We had a great conversation. I'm looking forward to having it again, a part 2, because to me, it was just a quick overview. Hoping that we can still extend it and have to talk more a little bit.
Now this was in person, right? So
yeah, it was in person.
Okay, but it was filmed. Will it be online?
Yeah, it was filmed. It was filmed via a phone. I wish I had done
okay. So you'll have to maybe post some clips for us.
Yeah, there are clips. There are plenty of clips.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'd like to welcome Denise, who is on, and welcome to the show. You say peace and love, family. We enjoy you too, and welcome. Let's enjoy.
Welcome, Miss Denise. Thank you for tapping in, and everyone on the additional platforms. We appreciate you, even if you just slide through, pop through. We appreciate you. Please feel free to be engaged in the conversation, which we can give like a pre-intro. We are recognizing Women's History Month in a unique way today. So we definitely invite you to partake in our conversation and our spin on acknowledging this particular month. Is there an affirmation?
Yes, there's an affirmation today. The affirmation of the month or the month. Actually, it's to do with this particular conversation that we're having. I honor my body with what it needs. I honor
Mm,
my body with what it needs.
that's a good one.
Mm.
All right, what else do you have?
Okay, so I usually do my travel, like I said, and this time I went to South Africa. We're in the southern Africa. So I looked into South Africa and found out that South Africa does have the world's largest diamond that was discovered near Pretoria back in 1905,
Okay.
and known as the Rainbow Nation because the country has 11 official languages and
Mhm.
the flag has six different colors.
Hmm.
And the Nobel Peace Prize winners, which is interesting, is Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu lived on
R.I.P.
the same street. They lived on the
Oh,
same
did they? Okay.
Vilakazi in Soweto. So the proverb of the day from South Africa says, "Only a fool tests the depth of a river with both feet. Only a fool tests the depth of a river with both feet."
Okay, that's a good one.
Okay.
So are you asking my thoughts on
Yes.
that
What are your thoughts?
interpretation?
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely look before you leap, have a plan before you set forth on your mission. So,
Yes. You're right. It is the same. I would agree to that because
okay.
when you go in to test something, you kind of step in with one foot. I don't see anybody who jumps in with 2 feet unless it's a kid. They'll jump in
Right.
with. That's when immaturity shows up.
Right.
You can
Right.
also say that maturity allows you grace to whereby you can look into something that's about to happen or a task that you're about to do it, but you don't go in fully because you're not sure of what is going to come off of it at that particular time. So you try it and then you go fully into it. Like we were talking about the people who come asking you for how they can drive clients to your website and what have you.
Hmm.
You test them a little bit and then see if it doesn't work. You don't have to go to fully. So
Right.
my
Right.
thought of the day with regard to the proverb.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. And
Mhm.
we will introduce our topic at this time. So, welcome to a very special collaboration. Let's see, it's March. To catch myself on my notes. So, and just in a moment to acknowledge our great content for Black History Month. Kudos to you and to the podcast for our Pecha Kucha visuals
Oh,
and the research and the sharing of the hidden figures. I feel like we should do like a mini recap just to kind of be like, okay, just in case you missed it, bop, 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 bop. Because it was some really, insightful. I keep 3 dimes on my desk at work at the 9 to 5, and I just think about it like, okay, you can do this if she can. She's made a whole dime and didn't get credit. you can you can go on about your day, so without whining about it. So yeah, I mean, it was significant.
and I think when you talk about that, when I meet people and they ask about the podcast and the collaboration that we're doing, and I explain to them what we did this particular month, it does make a lot of sense, or gives them some type of they wonder much more than what we provided them. What you usually know. And I'm not going to go back to saying the regular ones. We already know who the regular ones are. But when you bring out these particular topics of these particular people, they're like, "Oh, wow, did I know that?" And
Yeah.
what's funny is in my timeline, I'm getting new ones of these
Mhm.
strange people who've done different things all together. And can you imagine there's a black man who's the first black astronaut is supposed to be flying soon over the
Mm,
moon, very soon.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting. Definitely exciting because shout out to Mae Jemison, the first Black woman astronaut. So yeah, that's exciting. And then just think what year, like wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, but that's exciting for sure. So yeah, I definitely just want to mention that about February, and then we even have we. February is so much. It's Black History Month. It's Heart Health Month. We have a show planned about heart health,
Mhm.
that's cooking in the brew. And we're definitely going to bring you that because it's, never not a good time to talk about your health, as we are both and all should be on some kind of health journey. So
Yeah.
that's coming up in March. So we were finally made it to March, Women's History Month. And the conversation is usually about the grind, the first, the breakthroughs, the labor. But we wanted to bring something different with this acknowledgement and appreciation for Women's History Month, for Black women whose history has so often defined by what they've built for others. The radical thing that we feel that we can do is reclaim their time. So today we're moving from the hustle to the heal, and exploring rest as resistance and their true acknowledgement for what they've done. So Sambaza will share more.
Okay. So we're talking about Women's History Month, and we're going to look at how it came to be. So back in 1978, it began in Santa Rosa, California, a Women's History Week. The organizers chose the week of March 8th to correspond with International Women's Day. So it went over until 1980, where they got a presidential nod, after which the women groups lobbied the White House, or they had to lobby the White House, and President Jimmy Carter issued the first presidential proclamation for National Women's History Week. So thereafter, in 1987, there was an expansion, and Congress passed a law 100-9, officially designating March as Women's History Month. So this is how we came about to have Women's History Month.
Okay, since 1987, I was a little kiddo.
And how is it celebrated, by the way?
What's that?
How is it
Oh,
celebrated?
right. So now we want to look at how it was celebrated in the past. While getting the month was a victory, early celebrations often centered on suffrage. The suffrage movement, which often excluded Black women, which is an interesting fact, and the first in the workplace. For Black women, though, history
Mhm.
was often framed through very narrow lenses. So, superhuman labor, the strong Black woman, which we've heard that, and then the extreme struggle with slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights movement.
Right.
So, right. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is interesting. But the reason why I think, or we should think, why it's important is because we need to reframe the way it is for Women's History Month
Mhm.
to where to I think when it started off as Women's History Month, we're reframing this month towards, like you said, rest and Black Girls' Day Off was actually a nice idea, but it's a corrective historical act, as we say. Why is it necessary as we look at it? One, deconstructing the utility of Black women. Historically, a Black woman's value was tied to her utility, what she could do,
Mm.
carry, or produce. Um, the reframe that what we're trying to look at here is celebrating rest, yes, and asserting a Black woman's value being inherited and not enough is not enough through labor. So
Mhm.
instead of looking at the fact that they produce or whatever they carry or what they can do, we look at honoring them of
Mhm.
the stuff that they're able to do and persevere in this particular time. There's also the healing effect, where, the healing or the weathering effect, where science and sociology, notably the work of Dr. Aline Geronimus, show that Black women experience weathering, premature biological aging due to the high effort of coping required to navigate systematic racism. So, how do we change that? We change it by talking about rest, which was done back in 2026 as a public health intervention. And so, having longevity in the Black women is actually an achievement, because we know that there are a lot of diseases and a lot of things that come with, when you're tired and you do too much. I know they say Black women don't crack, but I guess at some point it does crack.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
stress leads, that's in addition to having, poor diet, which, has attributed to a lot of the health concerns that plague, African Americans, like hypertension and high cholesterol. We can go on and on and on. Stress is a part of that. So when I learned about Black Girls Day Off, like that's a thing, like I was really my antennas went up. So I just said, oh, wow, this is all related. Um, so yeah, really interesting on that. And then to continue
but
with,
I have a
yeah,
question on this. You're
mhm,
looking at it. When you say the diet and the diseases historically, how they have been raised and what have you been given access to. I know we are, when it comes to cooking, and we've talked about the food deserts,
mm,
all these things matter. I mean, you don't want to poison your child, but if that's what you have available within your sight, or that's what you see and that's what you're given, you'll try to make the food as much delicious as possible. You know, like
mm,
they would say, hey, you have like they used to say the slaves were given the bad food from
right.
the master, and then they would take the food and make it better. And right now we're going back to that particular time when the rest of the world now starts to appreciate, the African American woman's cooking. And come now, in this particular century that we're in, we now have this idea of the food deserts and things where food is not available, and whatever we have from the store, which is mass produced, isn't good. But we try to make the best. I don't know if you're getting me with this. I think I was trying to. Okay, my point was. I guess I went too far in. My
Okay.
point was, how do you see it? It's not their mistake, but all these diseases come about with what they're given, or it's made available to them. Otherwise, I mean, a mother will not, like I said, a mother will not poison their child.
So okay, a mother won't poison their child.
The food.
So that's the thing, and we've had this conversation, and I can't wait till he comes back about the health heart conversation, because those foods were harming us. You know what I mean? The fat back, and all, we put it in our greens. It's not good for us. You know what I mean? It's took a lot of time to learn that yeah, it's soul food, it's our culture, our tradition, but a lot of it is not good for us at all, and it has went to the detriment of a lot of our health. Big Mama in soul food died, after getting her leg amputated from the soul food. You know what I mean? Like, along with hypertension and high blood pressure. But look what yes, it's delicious and wonderful, and it's our culture. But and you said a mother won't harm her child, but it's not with the intention. I think the intention is kind of a factor, but a lot of those foods are not good for you. That's why a lot of people who really care about their health, and they're vegan, you know what I mean? They don't eat that way. And I'm really trying to work on, changing the way I eat, because I ate terrible for years, and it's just for not knowing any better. Obesity is like a big thing in my family, and it's impacted like everybody in my family. You know what I mean? I am saying, as a big grown adult, like I'm gonna do better. And so when you say a mother wouldn't poison her child, I kind of cringed a little, because it's not with the intention of harming your child. But what those foods, a lot of foods are not good for us, and it will lead to, harm and
And I
not,
think what I was
you know,
saying, was other factors come into being. It's not your mother's cooking that was the problem, and all these diseases that women do get. It was not them. I guess they were most susceptible to it because of the fact that their body genetics uh, may not have been or are still not for that kind of food. I'm not saying everybody.
Mhm.
This time I'm just focusing on the women. So that's why I was kind of stressing on that part of.
Yeah. But no, it's definitely a concern. It's still a
Mhm.
concern, especially in people who are experiencing food deserts. Which my city, your city, everybody is experiencing that. So yeah, it's, definitely a concerning thing. So let's see. You mentioned the weathering effect and the utility of Black women. Also, what we learned in reframing Women's
Mhm.
History Month to appreciate Black women is honoring. You mentioned honoring the ancestors, and so that definitely we want to share that not every Black woman in history was not meant to is meant to be a martyr or monument, but appreciated. So when you acknowledge da, 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 the dreams of ancestors who fought so that their daughters wouldn't have to endure those things. So definitely many ways, and we, with our Black history conversations, that is definitely a way to honor ancestors. Additionally, moving beyond the first, the Black Girls Day Off, which we learned is observed October 11th annually in the United States. It's a day dedicated to encouraging Black women to take a mental health day to focus on their emotional well-being, and women can assign um, developed this day, Black Girls Day Off, was developed to encourage Black people to get involved in their health. So just kind of a time to acknowledge and raise awareness for health, mental health. And it is slated for October 11th. So even if you have to go into the job, which a lot of us will be doing, take some mental time to reflect would be good.
Oh, so um, so the day of the rest day is not right now in March. So that the Black Girl Rest Day was the one that was changed to Women's Month, if I'm to understand correctly here, with this topic from the
So the
beginning.
actual day is
Women's History
slated
Month,
for October, but Women's
right?
History Month is in October. But we're just, putting it out there as it is coming up on the calendar as a way with our reframing to appreciate that that's a way that you could appreciate it in this new way.
And well, what is the current focus with the African American woman, if you were to look at it today?
Yeah, I mean, really it's just surviving, health, your family, your career, kind of a balancing act. I think a lot of women have this conversation a lot about, can I have it all? Can I have the family? Can I have the great career? Can I, look good, have great skin, the look, the makeup, whatever, look like Kerry Washington and Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like having it all, in this constant juggle act. Really from the moment that you are off, into adulthood, going off to college, is this whole balancing act of can I have it all? And I think it stresses people out, to be honest. And so,
Um,
these are some things to reflect on, that you don't have to go through that stress. Don't worry about your, being measuring up to Beyonce and all of that. Just, worry about your family, worry about, your career, your family. But yeah, I think it's no surprise that it's stressful to a lot of people. So,
oh. And Tiffany says here there's a free app called Yuka,
Hmm.
Yuka, which you can utilize. Welcome to the show, Tiffany. We're glad to have you around. So the free app, I've used it before. It Whenever you go to the grocery store, you scan the food, and it gives you a percentage and tells you what is contained in the food. And this is very helpful, especially
Mhm.
if you're looking at it in terms of your health and sugar levels and what have you. It'll tell
Mhm.
you that this is dangerous and gives you a point system. And I think it works out well whenever I use it. Some things I want to buy, I'm
And you
like,
can actually like scan an item and it will.
it'll
Okay,
tell.
good, good, good. Yeah.
So
There's
before
a
you buy,
app. Yeah. I have to jot that one down because that sounds like a good one. I know you told me about Carb Manager, which I need to start plugging in my things. But I participate on another app that was like free through my job called Verta. Verta. I think did we talk about Verta? And
no,
I'm plugging in like my glucose and ketones, and then there's a coach on the other side that's like monitoring my things, and they're like, okay, your ketones, you need to,
AI coach.
huh?
That's an AI coach.
No, it's a lady. Cause no, it's no, no, like legit, it's a lady because we have video meetings. So I have and it's a little picture of her, and like, cause like we have another meeting scheduled. But you know what? They do have AI components that says like, oh, your average weight loss was blah blah blah, or your average glucose was blah blah blah. So it's got. But this is a real lady, because and I'll tell her like when Super Bowl weekend, I'm like, oh my god, I had pizza. She's like, oh, it is Super Bowl. It's a real. I think I'm talking to a robot.
Hey,
No,
why
it's a
not?
lady. It is a lady because we have video meetings, and I really like it because it's kind of like accountability. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I like. There's a Fitbit, and then there's another one that I have. So what happens is you get points, and after a while you cash those points. I think you can get up to 10,000. When they hit 10,000, you can cash a gift card. It'll send you a gift card.
Oh,
You can pick out a gift card or something, and it
oh,
um
that's pretty good.
it works. And with my running and exercising all year round, I think I usually get up to twice a year.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just need to get the activity in gear because I don't know, I don't want to go back to the gym. So I just, I try to like get my steps in at work. Some people actually like walk when it's like a room that's really big, and some people like just do laps around. Until the weather gets nice, and because really the parking lot's big. I used to do that at one of my old jobs, is walk around the parking lot in lunchtime.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's a good thing actually.
mhm,
Because I noticed even when we used to work in the office at lunchtime,
mhm.
you get people just taking their 30 minutes of lunch, just walking around until it's time to get back in and come back in, and
Yeah, when the weather gets a little bit nicer, I'm gonna.
so that's some 20 minutes you've added into walking, and then you add another bit here and there. You've done a little bit. It's the little bit that counts. Not a, you don't have to do much, but
Yeah,
at
but
least
sometimes you just need to take a lap. If for the people who work in the office, take a lap. Literally from this. Like it's a big building. Take a lap, just inside to get
it
those
also
steps in.
helps you ease your mind because sitting in a building and you're like everybody's there and you're around computers. Sometimes it's just easy. Just take a walk and
Yeah,
walk around. Yeah.
definitely. Definitely. So yeah, so that was the reframe. I found a really interesting quote by Audre Lorde, who is a writer, or was a writer. R.I.P.
Mhm.
I think she's still. Yeah, she's passed. Caring for myself is not self-indulgent. It is a pres. Caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is a self-preservation, and
Mhm.
that is an act of political warfare. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But caring, and it was about self-care, and that's from Audre Lorde from 1988.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool to share. A little different. And we have a really great guest scheduled for next week, so please join us, and I'll try to make some more additional promotions. Award-winning journalist Danielle Belton will be with us next week, so we're excited about that. To acknowledge women in media, Black women in media for our Women's History Month. So super geeked about that.
Oh, okay. That would be interesting to have her around. And
Yes.
looking forward to next week.
Yes, definitely will be good. Any additional thoughts about Women's History Month? I know last time we shared about it, but any additional thoughts about that?
Well, I think with the next when we have the guest in, will be able to now kind of have the way forward into talking about, we'll know. I think it's the direction and how we will push with the women's health. What is at stake, what is coming up.
Mhm.
Um, we'll also go back with the history. So this one is just a start of what is to come, and then I think we'll pick it up from there when we have our guests.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely be interesting. I know I am interested in asking about this conversation about women having it all and the stressors and things like that. She's a big proponent of mental health, so I think she'll have a lot to share on that topic. And being a content creator, going from independent to mainstream content, she's had work on CNN, MSNBC, and has worked with a lot of notables. So this will be, one of our star-studded moments. You have a few star-studded moments on the show, so we're definitely looking forward to that discussion, to pick her brain on that.
That would be awesome.
For sure. So, short but sweet, but yeah, definitely kicking off appreciation for women in the month of March, and we also will swing back around to health conversations and topics too, because we are really passionate about the health journey for everyone, because it's something that is really concerning to Black people, and we can do better. And we are living proof that we can do better. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I think if we can probably get someone to come talk about women's health again, it'll be great too.
Yeah, I actually have a gentleman planned who has a heart condition, and that was supposed to be the heart health conversation, but we're just gonna roll that in and make it work. So stay tuned for that.
Oh,
We're still trying to line up a date, but yeah, we're excited
all
about
right. That should work.
that.
With
Okay.
that, I guess we'll say, hey, take us home.
Okay. So again, we thank you for joining us on all the platforms. Audio episode will be out soon. We still got to catch up on a few audio episodes to catch up. And please check out the prior content on the YouTube on Woke by Accident and Sambaza Podcast. Please check out prior episodes. And we hope that today's conversation has been inspiring and enlightening to you. We appreciate if you would share it among your friends and families. Follow the podcast. Follow Sambaza. We were trying to. What's the number count up to?
Oh, right now we're at I think 359 people. I just keep walking around, and I've realized that a lot of my friends are the ones who I haven't asked. So when I ask them and I have the app with me, I just scanning code, the QR code I give them to scan. And, it's worked fine. Yeah.
I need to do better than that. I was trying to add some shorts today on a break, and I was like, you know what, I've been slacking on that. Let me just try to throw some on there, so yeah, we need to do a better job of requesting people to actually like, subscribe, follow, just like it says on the little heart right there. We would really appreciate it. So stay tuned for more engaging content. We look forward to continuing these important conversations in the future. And until next time. All right, guys. Take
All
care.
right, then. Peace.
At this time, we're going to go ahead and conclude the episode. We greatly appreciate you listening. We invite you to follow us on social media. On Instagram, it is Woke by Accident Podcast. On Twitter, it is Woke by. On Facebook, it is Woke by Accident Podcast. We also have the new website up, www.wokebyaccident.net. Please check us out. And also follow us on all of your favorite streaming platforms. And please leave a review and share feedback. You can also reach out by Gmail, wokebyaccident@gmail.com. And every time you listen, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for listening and take care.